Samantha Evergreen, and this is your Primetime News Hour Earth Day edition. Cleo, tell them why we're here.
Hi everyone, I'm Cleo Glyphison, and today we'll be getting coverage from all around the world to learn about our planet, the problems that affect it, and what we can do to stay green and help.
That's right, Cleo, and now we're ready to send it over to our Bristol Field reporter this evening. Gemma Frost is in the field with the scoop.
Gemma Frost here in Greenland, which has some of the harshest weather in the northern hemisphere. I'm talking with a group of climatologists, people who love to study weather to find out what's really happening here in Greenland. How are people and animals living here in Greenland being affected by climate change? Thank you for having us. Here in Greenland, humans and animals have been finding ways to survive this intense weather for thousands of years. But things have been changing in the past few decades. Climate change is melting the snow here in the Arctic. And less snow means bad things. Climate changes is causing the face to rise globally, but here in the Arctic, average temperatures are rising at almost twice the rate of the rest of the world. Arctic foxes can't make their burrows to protect themselves from snow blizzards and raise their pups. Plus, warm water means plankton and other small sea creatures are suffering, which means the whales have nothing to eat. It's the food web, people. It's the circle of life. Oh, wait, that's a different musical. What we're trying to say is that the changing climate is really bad for all of our Arctic brothers and sisters and everyone everywhere. We have to agree, people. This planet belongs to everyone. We are all a part of planet Earth. That's all from Greenland. This is Gemma Frost, signing off.
Thanks, Gemma. Try and stay warm out there, Cleo.
Let's indeed warm things up. Summer Sanders has the story.
Summer Sanders here in the Galapagos Islands, the place where Charles Darwin developed his famous theory of evolution. I'm here with a group of ecologists who are studying the interactions between living things and their physical environment. Let's find out what this environment is seeing in terms of the effects of climate change at such a unique location on our planet.
Thank you for inviting us on today. Ecologists love the Galapagos Islands because they are home to a large number of endemic species, meaning many of species living here live only in this environment. Many scientists believe that the Galapagos are important, not only for the reasons shown in Darwin's famous research, but also because of their unique location. Galapagos are influenced by three major ocean currents: the cool currents from the north and the south, and the warm currents from the equator. This creates a unique environment here in the Galapagos. But these currents also make it a great place for scientists to see many different environmental influences all at once.
And many scientists are worried about what they're seeing. Recent climate change has caused warmer waters here in the Galapagos, which is not good for the native species.
As climate change increases, the strength and frequency of El Nino storms are also increasing. That means a lot of empty tummies of our native species.
So for our sake and the sake of all species living here, listen to the scientists and live green!
Living minimally is a great way to help in the fight against climate change. You may think one person doesn't have much power, but consumer power is powerful.
What you choose to buy is important, but what you choose not to buy can be just as important. Try buying less of everything.
In a world of consumerism, think like a minimalist. Here's a good rule of thumb. Use it all up, wear it out. Make it do or do without.
You don't need much to be happy, just some food in your belly, somewhere to rest your head, and someone to call family. Keep it simple.
Less is more.
Well, there you have it, right here from the Galapagos. Simple is better. Back to you guys in the studio.
Simple is better indeed. Now, I don't know how to pronounce this word, so I'm going to pass this over to you, Sam. Limnologist, Cleo. The word's limnologist. Sally Stormsworth has more.
Sally Stormsworth here in the Okefenokee Swamp with a group of limnologists. If you don't know what a limnologist is, you're not alone. A limnologist is a scientist who studies inland water ecosystems. And here in southern Georgia, these limnologists are studying the importance of swamps in the fight against climate change. Let's listen in. That's right! We are limnologists here in the Okefenokee Swamp, studying how one of the largest swamps in North America could be a major tool in fighting climate change. Swamps, or as most scientists call them, wetlands, are super important to climate change. They are natural powerhouses when it comes to climate control.
Disturbing wetlands can release soil carbon very rapidly, and that is a real problem for a planet that is already producing too much carbon.
Protecting wetlands is super important. They are just as important to climate change as the rainforests and the ice caps. We agree at support wetlands. It's easy. Start by supporting green businesses that use natural resources in renewable ways. Be mindful about water. Use reclaimed water and check leaky faucets. Waste not, want not. Seriously. Support green policies by voting and raising your voice. And let me tell you a story. Once upon a time, a mining company tried to take titanium from this very swamp. People raised their voices and said no to mining in the swamp, and they wouldn't stop saying no, so the company packed up its bags and donated the land to the U.S. Conservation Fund. Each one of you has the power. Raise your voice, cast your vote, and spend your money to support Going Green. It only takes a little time and a little thought. You can help us all and your wetland neighbors. It's easy being green. Well, thank you, limnologists. I've definitely learned something new today. Now, let's take this broadcast back to headquarters before our equipment gets too wet.
Thank you, Sally. All right, everyone, we're going to take a short commercial break, but don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. And we're out. Hey, Cleo, I know we're doing this broadcast to help, but do you really think just one person like you or I could make a difference? Why do you say that?
Well, it's just what some of those scientists were saying about each one of us having the power and the little things adding up. Do you really think that's true?
Well, I believe that the small changes do matter, and I'm always going to keep doing what I can because tomorrow needs us. I am just one person, but I know that it will matter when I try to make the changes that I know could help this world. Whoa. I am just one person, but I know that it will matter when I try to make the change.
And we're back. Thanks for sticking with us. We have something very special for you now. Our team has set up a direct video connection into the depths of the ocean where a team of highly trained oceanographers has a lot to share with you.
Welcome to the deep sea. We are way far down under the ocean surface. So far down that natural light cannot reach us here.
We are deep sea oceanographers. I know, you've heard a lot about how climate change has been affecting our ocean's top side.
Whales with their bellies full of microplastics, turtles choked by trash, dolphins caught in discarded nets, the Great Pacific Garbage Patch. Our ocean is filled with poison.
Topside has big problems, but down here in the dark sea, we're having problems of our own.
When water temperatures change on the surface, they also change down here. This is bad news for all strange and amazing creatures that live in the deep ocean.
This fragile ecosystem exists on low levels of oxygen, but warming waters means even lower levels of oxygen, and that means less food at the bottom of the food web.
This trickle effect is anything but trickle. It's fast-moving and affects every creature in the food web. If we lose the small guys, the whole network will collapse.
And it's not just warming water. Pollution is hurting sea life as well. Rising levels of carbon dioxide are causing ocean waters to become more acidic.
This acidity is disastrous for animals with shells and for corals too. Deep sea creatures just can't handle these kinds of changes in their environment.
And to make matters worse, humans continue to drill for oil, dump pollutants in the ocean, and overfish and harvest ocean creatures.
Remember that the oceans cover most of the planet's surface, so even though it seems far away, what's happening down here affects everyone, everywhere.
We may have many names for our ocean, but really there's only one ocean, and we are all connected to it in one way or another.
So for all the big and little fishes in the ocean, try to go green. They can wait a minute longer for humans to get our act together.
Every single living creature is being affected by climate change, and Earthlings can do the most to help.
And even though all this talk might have you singing the blues, remember that every person can make a real difference in the fight against climate change. Back to you.
Wow, fascinating. And did I hear one of them call people Earthlings? I like that term.
Yes, you did hear that. And I agreed Earthling is quite the term. But now it's time to move to our final segment with Sage Clementine. Sage, take it away.
Sage Clementine here with an enthusiastic group of botanists and some of their favorite natural companions. Botanists are scientists who study all types of plants and how they relate to the world we live in. These scientists definitely know a thing or two about going green. They are here today to tell us a little bit about how to live a more earth-friendly and sustainable life. Let's get started.
Use energy wisely. Use energy-efficient light and appliance. Turn down the thermostat and don't let your electronics burn battery while you're not using them.
Invest in renewable energy. Installing solar panels is great, but if that's not in the budget this year, try to use less fossil fuel through carpooling and taking public transit.
Speaking of transportation, maybe your next car should be an electric or hybrid vehicle. Or maybe you can get where you're going by biking instead. Talk to people. One of the best ways to fight climate change is to get organized. Talk with your friends and coworkers about making your school, work, and home more eco-friendly places. And as you probably heard, less is more. Sharing, fixing, upcycling, repurposing, and composting are all good habits to get into. Say no to single-use and non-compostable materials. Buy responsibly. Support businesses that use green practices. Don't have time to research yourself? Download an app like the Better World Handbook app to see which businesses are nice to the planet and to their workers. Even botanists are tech savvy these days.
Avoid plastic whenever possible. Plastic never goes away, and it is currently poisoning our planet. Avoid buying plastic items as much as possible and opt for something that won't be around when your grandchildren's grandchildren are playing on the beach.
Save water. Avoid wasting water at home and at work. Fresh water is one of our most precious resources, especially in this sunny place we call home. We can't afford to waste even one drop.
Well, it doesn't get any simpler than that, folks. I think these botanists are trying to tell us that every action, small or large, can change the future of this planet. Humans have to work together. We can fight for a better future of this planet and all of its inhabitants.
I couldn't agree more, Sage. Well, everyone, we reached the end of this broadcast. Sam, your final words?
I just want to say that one person can make a difference. And if we all work together, we can make a big difference. But it doesn't stop with this broadcast. We need to work around the globe and around the clock. 24/7, 365. Earthlings unite!